another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Thursday, July 23rd. Is that right? Yep.
It has to be.
Barely got it. I guess I did get it. You can't barely get it. I got it. It's the right date. Thursday, July 23rd,
you nailed it.
2020. Beeve, how you doing? Mark, how you doing?
Checklist of the show. We're about 1,000 right now in terms of facts.
Doing good.
A little. I'd say it's like I don't know about it. It's probably like an 800 if you had to check on your fact that was definitely correct.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay.
Thursday, July 23rd, he's saying we're 1 for 1. We could end the show now.
Yeah, we're 1 for 1 there.
And the show now, completely factual show.
No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I'm good. I'm just, since I became the Beeve, I started sweating more. I don't know why. Go figure.
Well, the Beeve runs hot, you know?
That's grease, the Beeve.
I was wondering why my bathtub was clogged up.
Yeah, that's oil and grease, my friend.
It makes sense. I got to put it in a can, like bacon grease. That's what I really need. Put a can at the bottom
Cooking
of my
with the
drain.
Beeve.
The Beeve is the only guy I've seen. The Beeve has a lot of natural oils. I've never seen, go to the beach with the Beeve and you'll see some oils on that forehead in the morning.
Yeah, you will. I'm thinking about bottling it. It's essential.
All right, we got some. I don't know. We have crazy stories today. Some leftovers from What the Fuck Wednesday. More China stuff, political stuff. Beeve, get us going.
Yeah, let's get into a discussion about our friendly neighbor to the east. What the hell, China? So big TikTok news, gentlemen. Yesterday, a bill titled "No TikTok on Government Devices Act" passed unanimously by the U.S. Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs.
Unanimous passage. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Unanimous?
Unanimous.
Unanimous. You mean unanimous?
Well,
or anonymous?
Is it QAnon or is it QAnon?
I don't know. It's QAnon, but is this unanimous or unanimous? Yeah.
I'm trying to make it a thing. It's unanimous. QAnonymous. Anyway, this will go to the Senate for a vote, guys. The bill was written and entitled by the always creative Senator Josh Hawley. Really meat and potatoes bill here. Kind of the title says it all. Also, earlier this week, gentlemen, the House of Representatives, the HOR, voted to bar federal employees from downloading the app on government-issued devices. That was part of a separate bill, a $741 billion defense policy bill. So TikTok not looking like a bright future for the government agents and employees.
Yeah. You mean you could see this coming, at least for government employees.
Yeah. See, I understand it's meant to protect the U.S. from China stealing Americans' data, but if you ask me, it's really denying the citizens of the United States the much-needed levity of middle-aged white guys trying to relate to young voters with cringy TikToks leading up to November's elections.
That was Jake's butt-cheeks defense in the debate. Yeah,
I think that's un-American.
Freedom of speech
Ted
and
Cruz
butt-cheeks.
TikTok.
Yeah.
It would be really hilarious. It would just be a whiff every time. We're
Does
not going to get
he have
that.
one? Do we know the politicians that have them?
So there was an article from late last year that none of the 2020 candidates were on TikTok. Now, they make appearances and stuff on their daughter's TikToks or their son's TikToks.
Yeah, that's probably
But to my knowledge,
you don't want to have an active account if you're a government.
What about
politician.
AOC? She began her career dancing on rooftops, right?
that's true. I would follow that TikTok account so soon.
She'd have a huge TikTok following, yeah.
Oh, big time. No, not on there. So, what do you guys think? A ban for TikToks coming in America?
I don't know if they'll be able to legally, but certainly for the government employees, it looks like it's headed because it's like unanimous decisions. So,
yeah, unanimous is pretty resounding. Yeah, I think I'm with Will. I think the private citizens will be able to choose for themselves. They'll just be, warned, right?
And then lots of companies are going to do this to their company devices. So, I mean, it's going to hurt their
right. Like Amazon already tried to and then
right.
backtracked it, and then another big company did as well.
Wells Fargo, bank employees.
Yeah,
so.
Probably some private companies will say if you have your cell phone provided by us or we have, no for them. But
then isn't it going to be like the sex work industry where making it illegal forces it into the back rooms and the back pages, which is more dangerous for TikTokers? Did you ever think about that?
Well, not if it's still legal for everybody else. It's just company
not
policies.
if it's on. Yeah, not if it's on like the app stores. Yeah.
Whatever. All right, guys, another China news. On Tuesday, Much like a scorned wife to her cheating husband, the U.S. gave China 72 hours to move out of their consulate in Houston. Get out, China. 60 employees there are going to be living at a single dad apartment complex because they're out. And this is because the U.S. was accusing the consulate of spying on us. And on Tuesday evening, Houston... Yeah.
Come on.
No, I know. Can you believe it?
Yes, definitely. You remember
Yes.
the lady at Mar-a-Lago that was like, yeah, absolutely, I can believe it.
She was just lost. On
Right.
Tuesday evening, guys, Houston police responded to reports of smoke coming from the building, the consulate, the source of which was later revealed in a video that went viral on social media of an aerial view of the courtyard there in the building. And guys, the AC in the consulate must be really blasting because in this courtyard were a bunch of Chinese nationals huddled around 55-gallon steel drums on fire. So I can only assume
Burning
they were doing that
papers.
to keep warm.
Yeah. burning every piece of paper and like hard drive that
sounds
they
like a
had. Yeah.
legit operation they were running. Yeah.
What is it?
cold and
What is it, like
drilling
100
hard
degrees?
drives, yeah.
100 degrees in Houston right now. At nighttime, it's like 90.
They run cold at the consulate, guys.
Yeah.
The move came after U.S. prosecutors charged 2 alleged Chinese hackers with a sweeping global computer intrusion program that they say was supported by the country's government and aimed at coronavirus treatment and vaccine research. Also, guys, there's some reports that the top Chinese official there at the consulate and 2 diplomats were recently caught using false identification to escort Chinese travelers to the gate area of a charter flight at George Bush Intercontinental Airport. China vowed to retaliate and is calling the move illegal. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Interesting.
And finally, y'all, it's looking like China is trying to tie up all of its loose ends. And according to Taiwan's foreign minister, Joseph Wu, China is stepping up military preparedness to overtake Taiwan. Wicked confusing. It's like they're the Republic of China, not the People's Republic of China. It's kind of in dispute if it's an autonomous zone. But big question is, what does this mean for you as an American? Well, it means that Taiwan's dominance over the Little League World Series will only increase because they're going to be able to have an additional pool of like 1 billion ringers to put into the already legendary Taiwan Little League program. So
That's a good point.
It also means that
Don't like
Taiwan's pro-America government will no longer be that way.
no, they're dead. They're all dead.
Those days are over, mister.
They were also
that's
incredible at
the-
handling the coronavirus. Like they were the place that had like 0 cases. Even
Well,
though,
so is China, Will. You've seen the stats that haven't been coming
right?
out of
Obviously,
China.
they were so good, so
Yeah.
good that once they took over Hong Kong, they had to close that Disney World down. That's how good
Yeah.
mainland China is. So, yeah,
This
interesting.
is a bummer
That's my
for,
nightmare.
This is a bummer for Taiwan.
Bummer for
Yeah.
anybody
Anyway, guys, that's
around them right now.
what's up in China.
Thanks,
More-
Pat.
More solid,
no problem.
More solid news coming out of this. What is it? Is it the CCP?
What the
Is
hell,
that
China?
their- Is that their?
CCP? Was it?
Is that their thing? I don't know. Yeah.
RCP? People's Republic
It's
of
not
China?
going to be good, guys.
People's Republic of China. What,
Yeah.
PRC?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's the PRC,
There we
baby.
go. All right, more awesome news from them. Okay, let's move it back stateside with a political lightning round. First up, U.S. Space Force has released their logo, and it is amazing. So it's a Polaris, which is like the North Star inside of a Delta, which is like the Star Wars or Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
Star Trek triangle. And then those 2 symbols represent purpose and strength and crushing any hostile aliens we may encounter in the process. You should check it out. It's a pretty awesome
Yeah.
logo.
I don't know what they represent, but they cause it to move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I was really
looks good.
surprised. I was really surprised this logo was available because like hate groups usually take over most sick logos.
Hate
like
groups are always
symbols.
stealing the good ones. Yeah.
They really are, man. But like, so I'm just stoked that someone had, was able to be like, okay, oh shit, that's still available and not being used by a hate group, Space Force.
Yeah.
So now it's ours, motherfucker. Come and take it.
I saw people beefing because they did take half of it's the Star Trek symbol. And it's like, so Star Trek's like wildly popular space exploration
It's also a
thing.
military symbol. That's the Delta.
Yeah.
And it was also a played out argument because they already released the flag of the Space Force like several months ago. And so if you're just
Yeah.
rocking the same take over and over again, oh, it's like Star Trek. Well, I mean, come on.
Well-
people have been saying that for like months now. So
It's like a better Star Trek. Who cares?
yeah, I mean, get over it if you're one of the
Yeah.
Star Trek people. Republican Rep Todd Yoho.
I don't like them using our symbol for real space. I don't like that.
Well,
I just want it to be used for
not even
pretend
Star
space.
Trek stands. It's just like people.
Fuck you nerd.
No. It's like fashion stands. It's weird. It's like people who just like think that it's unoriginal. So I don't even get it. I haven't seen it in the context of being like Star Trek people. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Republican Rep Todd Yoho of Florida apologized to AOC on Wednesday for allegedly calling her a fucking bitch. Todd says he doesn't recall using that language, but AOC does, and she said it happened right outside the Capitol the day before.
How do you not recall calling someone a fucking bitch? Was Todd loaded?
I think Todd was saying, he apologized for his aggressive behavior, but I don't think he acknowledged that he actually dropped that specific terminology. So
That's what I'm saying. That was he blackout? You remember when you call someone a fucking bitch?
it's a he said, she said, Mark, is what it is.
Unless you don't, Mark. Yeah, exactly.
in
There's
fact,
no
no, but-
witness, so you're going to deny. He's going to deny because there's no witness.
How could he? He has to.
What do you mean?
wholeheartedly-
This happens every day.
No, I know,
It's
but
he
he has
said,
to
she
whole. I'm saying like he should wholeheartedly say I did not say that. He shouldn't say I don't recall because you would.
I mean, I don't remember. I don't know his exact terminology,
okay.
but it's he said, she said. It's she said, he said that. He said, I don't recall that, but I apologize for my aggressive behavior. AOC responded in AOC fashion, saying she does not accept the apology, and that she posted an Instagram story of her in front of the Capitol building jamming to the song "Boss Bitch" by Doja Cat, and noting that bitches get stuff done. And so you have to admit, pretty hard to argue with AOC on that one. And also, Representative Yoho, how many times has he heard, yo ho, a pirate's life for me? I'd be saying that to that guy all the time if I was in Yoho's office.
And Yoo-hoo, the
Does he
Drew.
hang out with like
Yeah.
pop music fans from the 1912s? I mean,
No,
I
it's
don't
an.
know.
No, I'm with Will. It's an awful name.
His name is
for
Yoho.
teasing. Yeah, he's a tease machine. He's just
Yo
like
ho, you never heard that? You
Yeah.
ever been Pirates of the Caribbean in Disney World?
I bet that no one greets him gently. I bet that no one's like, hey. People are always like, yo ho. Like, yeah, I bet it's
What do
more
you-
like that.
What do you have for lunch again, pirate boy?
Yeah,
a
I'd be-
Yoo-hoo?
I'd be all over Yoho. All right,
Yeah.
next up, Joe Biden was allegedly caught on live stream with only 19 viewers 30 minutes into the stream on Wednesday, if the screenshots are true. And I'll tell you what, I believe it. Maybe it was an unknown channel or something, but I would not put it past his team to let this happen, given how his Delaware bunker experience has gone so far. Just that's
We
part
got to
of the
know the
course.
source here, though, because this could be totally manufactured.
The source was a screenshot, and it was funny, and that was it. So
I believe it too, but there was one time where the ticker wasn't working for one of our live streams, and it looked like we only had like 20 people watching, which was certainly not the case. We ended with like 5 figures in views.
A lot more.
yeah,
than that.
obviously, definitely not the case.
Come on.
For a Hard Factor stream.
Well, no, it was like a debate. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
it
no,
was
definitely
like-
not. We didn't have that low of viewers ever. We're not.
Well, we have. I get the joke,
Dozens,
but in this
dozens,
particular case,
dozens.
we didn't. We had a lot of viewers, and at the end they tell you your cumulative views, but one of the tickers was not working. So the eyeball said,
It was the broken ticker. Broken ticker defense, I'm sure, is what Joe Biden will go with too.
Classic.
I'm just giving his team. I'm just giving his team an out here, but I agree that he probably only had like 19 people watching. It looked miserable. Yeah.
Yeah, I tweeted one of the videos from that where he talked about how when he was at Walter Reed, a nurse blew into his nostrils to get him going. Just he said you couldn't do that during COVID times, obviously, but that was one of the
What?
methods they
What?
used.
What are you talking about?
It was out of context, but it's a hilarious clip. You got to check it out.
Biden liked to get his nostrils
At
blown in.
Walter Reed, yeah, when he was there, and they would whisper in his ears and blow in his nostrils to get him going.
clears out.
Yeah.
Well, that clears out enough, sense so he can smell the hair again. He's got to get him.
It
yeah,
sounded
yeah.
sensual for sure.
Jesus.
Hey, Jack, clear out my nose, my hair smellers.
Yeah. I can't smell too many perfumes in the building. I need to get my nose cleaned out.
Too many blonde hairs in my nose.
What a terrible job for a nurse that is to be asked to do that. Hey, can you make a seal with your mouth around my nose and then Just
Yeah.
breathe real hard.
That's like real low level harassment. Like,
Just come a little bit closer. Come a little bit closer.
Yeah, he's got
like-
like a pamphlet on like
Yeah.
it's like a it's like
if it's a crime or not. Yeah.
rarely known medical procedures. Like, I haven't heard of it.
Nose blowing. It's the latest trend. All right. Finally, in the political lightning round, the city of Portland is suing the U.S. government for a restraining order on all federal troops to not be able to make arrests in their city or state. Let's just leave it at city. I'm not sure. Although the city conceded that they cannot ask the feds to stop defending federal buildings since it's their property, they do not want the feds to have the right to detain any protesters, demonstrators, rioters, whatever your preferred nomenclature is for that. Good luck getting a judge to say federal law officers are not allowed to make arrests inside America. But we'll see what happens. There's 15 mayors in different Democratic cities across the country supporting the same cause.
Well, but the police thing, this has expanded, right? It's in Chicago, it's in New York, it's in Portland.
Right. So this suit is in Portland, but it is expanding. And that's why there's different Democratic mayors backing their cause of trying to get rid of the
Do we have a
detentions.
unified term for this yet? Are we calling them secret police? Like, what are we calling them?
It's Homeland Security Forces.
Homeland
It's
Security,
any federal officers. Basically, these people are moving that but that includes like people like the FBI and stuff like that. So it's like, I mean, it's unlikely.
We're talking about the guys that are like National Guard guys who are like in camos and are carrying
right, but it's federal agents
assault
in
rifles.
general. That's what they're complaining about is these cities.
Right, federal agents, yeah.
I don't think anyone has a problem with the FBI being in town.
Well,
I
they
think it's,
fall under the same basic umbrella, I think, of federal law enforcement.
I would disagree. People get a little nervous when the FBI's in town, Pat.
some if they got stuff to worry about. Mark,
Well,
The Beavs got the
well-
most to worry about, I would imagine.
yeah. Well,
Finally, the political lightning round is brought to you by our partners over at predictit.org/promo/HeartFactor20. Go to that link to get your first $20 matched in the stock market of politics, where it appears the VP race is down to 3. Well, I don't know. Basically, nobody's real excited about any of the VP candidates for the Democrats, but also at the same time, it's down to 3 favorites. So
I'll tell you what. If Bottoms does the interview with us, she might get back in that top 3 or 4.
She might, but right now she is buried way, way down there. Kamala Harris, Susan Rice, and Liz Warren are the 3 favorites amongst the most recent polls. And Kamala is at a low of 34 cents right now, which is a good investment if you think she's going to take it in the end. Susan Rice is surging. She's at 30 cents. Also a good pick if you think she's going to take it. Liz Warren is all the way down at 8 cents. And she is, depending on who you ask, favorite or second favorite for the nomination. So might not be totally unwise to see if pick that up at 8.
it's going to be a woman of color.
So
it has to be.
If I did the math correctly, all 3 of those combined is 72 cents. So
Correct.
You could get all 3 of those women for 72
Now,
cents, and then
you could get all
make
3 of them for
28 cents.
You could. Now, let me clarify that there is 30% of polled people that said they wanted anybody else besides the 9 possible candidates for VP. So, as always, VP a little bit up in the air, but that's where it is right now. There's money to be made if you think you know the inside track, and Warren would be a huge ticket to cash at 8 cents. Again, that's predictit.org/promo/HeartFactor20. Go to that link to get your first $20 matched on us in the stock market of politics.
What a bullshit survey this is. That is like, anyone but these 9. Like, that's like the biggest sample size you ever get for potential politicians. Like, what are you doing? Complaining.
field.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you're going to be able to find someone in there, the 9. Anyone else, give me a 10th option.
Those are people that bet on 00 when playing roulette.
Or don't know any
whatever.
of the people.
Yeah, exactly. All right, good news, Kinks. In a statement that has probably never been issued before, the British Columbia Center for Disease Control, they're like CDC, this countrywide, their safe sex guidelines that was just released literally says glory holes can limit the spread of disease. And that's not plural. It's not diseases because it's only referring to COVID-19 in particular. I'm sure you can still catch plenty of STDs from glory holes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is a glory hole, Mark?
Well, you know, it's so like usually it's in a public bathroom stall, but it's a partition that has space on either side of it, and then you cut a hole in the partition, and a dick goes through that hole, and then someone on the other side either sucks it or fucks it. That's a glory hole.
it always seemed like a one-sided deal for the guy on the other side.
It's good for the dick through the hole.
The hole.
Yeah, it's good for the dick in the hole.
There's a winner and there's a loser.
There's a
in
smile
glory
on
holes.
there's a smile on one side of that partition.
What about the person on the other side? Maybe they're getting their kicks thinking they're fooling the other person.
They're
the
just
dick.
workaholics, Will, is what they are.
Yeah.
They just get off on doing work.
They're just good citizens. Jane Campbell, a BCC-DC spokesperson, which sounds like a porn category, BCC-DC, she said the recommendations were adapted from the New York City Health Department guidelines. So they just copied and pasted like the New York City ones that we went over like a month ago on the show recently, where the New York one said, hey, get creative and use with the usage of physical barriers like walls. That's what the New York one said. So they took that information and then literally, expanded it and said glory holes, because the few people that
So
were
there's no
either
evidence.
right. But I mean, like, obviously that's kind of like it was hinted at in the New York one. Canada had to expand.
Are these like,
on it.
is this a satire government that Canada's
No.
running? Or
No, they just wanted to let you know, for the people that are not, literal gymnasts and are too thick in the head to realize that what New York meant with the physical barriers and walls was you could also do a glory hole. They wanted to make it clear to the idiots that glory holes was one way to be kind of safe.
This is great news for contractors, because I think, not everyone wants to be in a public restroom glory hole, but I assume people are going to set some up at their
Right.
homes, and
Right.
it's going to create like a little cottage industry repairing
Well-
these glory holes once COVID is open.
It will definitely be involved in how new homes are built.
wouldn't
Pat.
there be an assumption too that glory holes would involve some sort of prostitution? I'd imagine a glory hole isn't free.
Acquaintance at a maximum, like small.
Freedom isn't
yeah.
free will.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
how does
it's strangers.
How does the
It's
glory
strangers.
hole process work? Is it like a casual encounters Craigslist thing? You're like,
Well,
glory
well,
hole meet up.
again,
building it?
again, it was it's step one: cut a hole in the wall. Step two:
No. I get
put
the
your dick in
physical
that
process.
hole.
I'm saying, how do you line that up? How do you line up?
Well, you're hoping that
an
you have
encounter?
thin walls, first of all.
if you don't know how to line it
like
up,
a gap.
You're not a glory hole guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
I'd
what's the
imagine
width
it
of a
costs
2x4?
money. That's why I don't know how to line it up.
Yeah, I'm sure there's just certain locations that
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
doesn't cost.
Well,
that
Will,
much.
if you're ever walking down the street in your neighborhood and you see a hole, it's probably 6 inches in diameter, go and put $1 into it, see what happens.
And then
You've never had a walk around the neighborhood and seen someone that you're attracted to, and then done the glory hole symbol, and then walked to the nearest restroom?
no, I don't have much glory hole experience. This is why I'm
Okay.
intrigued. I really would like to know how it works more.
Well, Jane Campbell, who works for the BCC-DC, went on to say, the recommendations acknowledge that sex is important for a person's mental, social, and physical well-being, and offers strategies to help reduce the spread of COVID-19. During the pandemic, people are continuing into and should continue to have sex. So congratulations to Jane Campbell's sex partner, who is swimming in puss this quarantine. Nice work there.
Oh.
Yeah, she's probably got 17 glory holes in her house.
Well,
Speaking
you
of
can't.
glory-
A lady, again, so think about this. A 2x4 is, 4 inches in width? And then you have probably like 1/8 of an inch drywall on either side of I'm talking about a glory hole in your house.
Mm-hmm.
That's like taking a lot of, it's taken most, for me, half. It's taken half my girth or my length, my
maybe
yards.
Going
like
through a full house wall would be tough. Yeah.
no, not a house wall, but maybe like a closet.
A door. You want
A
to go
closet
through
or a door. Yeah, a closet or a door.
You're still losing 2 inches at least. And also,
Yeah, through
how
the-
could a lady use a glory hole? I mean, you'd have to have a really deep dong dude.
Pat,
And, some sort of,
you're
stirrup
you're losing a few
system.
inches, but you're not getting COVID. That's the whole point. Canada also has regional and provincial sex tip documents outside of the BCC-DC, and they kick ass as well. Alberta and Toronto, Canada's documents suggest sexting and sex video play over the phone or computer is good. They are also like the Hard Factor host because they're big on masturbation, listing it as the safest way to engage in intimacy.
Well, it's a big
But,
problem.
yeah.
I saw a study that people's sex has reduced dramatically more than ever during COVID, and for particular people, way worse than others.
Well, I mean, Canada's saying offering up glory holes in their official documents, so it doesn't sound good over there. They're also suggesting showering before and after sex is a good idea on the tip sheet, but it's not clear if that's due to COVID or just respect for your partner.
Yeah, what if you're a stank guy? Like, some people are stank people.
Someone just slipped that in that has problems.
How are you going to call someone a dirty little girl if they're not dirty at all? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's up. The glory hole people are not showering before and after.
Hey,
Let's take it to the internet to see what they think about this.
Beeve don't like this.
Big Rick says people who use glory holes probably aren't that worried about COVID.
Excellent point. Big Rick, what a point. If you're rocking a glory hole, you've been exposed to COVID so many times already.
Yeah,
you have the antibodies. You're not.
It's like Russian roulette
This
with
is for
STDs
people like
too.
you, Will. This is for new glory hole people.
It's for people. It's the type of people that like glory holes are the type of people that if they see a dick, they'll suck it.
Yeah.
It's it's like, oh, there's a dick, better suck it.
Again, it's not going to protect you from other diseases. And then Jason Wilkinson says,
You want to be the plug or the outlet?
yeah, Jason Wilkinson says, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. Because I guess he's a big glory hole guy.
Just has a glory hole fetish.
His fetishes have been normalized.
Jason.
All right. That's
All
it.
right. Your time to shine, Jason. Finally.
Yeah.
All right. What the Fuck Wednesday is the gift that keeps on giving with these two latecomers from Takes by Trev and SR Smith. All right. First up, it's a two-parter. What's being described as one of the largest crime sprees in Rapid City's history went down this week. And this is what 33-year-old Billy Robertson did in Rapid City. 4:05 a.m., he was caught involved in a vandalism and disturbance at a trailer home. He was asked to leave the trailer, refused to leave, but then was given a ride by the trailer's owner in the Ford F-150 that he owned. Then Billy jacked that the truck driver at knife point and stole the F-150 and drove it away. So that's how it starts.
No good deed.
No, yeah, so I was just thinking, Pat, no good deed. Jeez.
So
Where's Rapid City? What state?
I didn't even look it up.
I'm on that one. You don't worry about that.
I think it's South Dakota, but let's keep it going. So 4:13 a.m., just 8 minutes later, he was found on a different street. He drove around an apartment complex and got chased off by a resident who said, "Get out of here with your loud F-150." 2 minutes after that,
Good call by that resident. Oof.
right?
They
2
didn't
minutes,
even know. Yeah.
No, they really didn't. 2 minutes after that, he tried to rob a mom and daughter at knife point in a house or apartment, but then he got scared and ran out the back door. What must have been a house when the daughter called 911. So smart move by the daughter. Show the idiot that you're about to call the cops on him with your phone.
This sounds like his entire criminal career is just evolving rapidly over the course of a couple hours.
This guy must have been. He had a few screw looses. He was doing something. He was letting it all out. I don't know.
He's been cooped up, Will.
Yeah,
been cooped up.
This could just be a cracking from COVID. Right. Good point, Pat.
I never understand how you can rob someone at knife point either, because it's just run away.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta be like in a room, right, where there's like you gotta have no exits.
No,
to do that.
you'd be surprised. We're gonna get into it. You do need exits. 4:20 a.m. He banged on the door of another house on Minnetonka Drive, and a man opened the door. Billy began wrestling that man and then stabbed him.
See, this is what I'm talking about. He's evolving so quickly.
And that guy
Is
was
that like
outside.
the punishment
That guy could
for the loss? But Billy's like, if you lose to me at wrestling, I'll stab you. So that's
2
your incentive.
points, 2 stabs. It's a stab per wrestling point.
Didn't really explain. I think he maybe knew the guy because he knocked on this particular house, and then, but maybe not because this is all just in the same area. And then 10 minutes after that, 4:30 a.m. So he escapes all of these altercations. And then 4:30 a.m., different house. He stole a truck from an open garage, and then he backed it out of the garage, but crashed it into the F-150 that he had arrived in. So then the owner of the house came out and tried to pull him out of his truck, his newer truck. But then Billy drug him on the ground for a while, ran away from him, and got back into the old F-150 that he had just crashed into and fled the scene.
Yeah. Probably better
classic.
music. He had the music. What do you think he was listening to? You think it was his favorite songs, or do you think it was complete silence? When he was silence. When he was
Static
driving.
is my guess. And stealing a new car and crashing into the old car that you stole is it's like tripping over your shoe. You should have put your shoe away.
Yeah.
And it's really on you. It's on you.
Yeah.
You're going to take a pee in the middle of the night. Bam.
Good point.
Come on, Billy.
Very embarrassing for Billy. In his final act, 4:40 a.m., 10 minutes after the second truck stealing, he drove the original truck all over the town golf course and was eventually surrounded by the cops. When he got back out onto the street off the golf course, they fired one shot at the cab of the truck, and he gave up. So,
wow.
It really wasn't that hardcore, but
He was
definitely stabbed a few people.
He was probably relieved when he gave up.
Yeah.
He left it all out on the field there.
Definitely a cry for help, Mark. I agree.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a crime spree. Mm-hmm. And I wonder why Billy took it to the golf course at the end, because it seems like these were a lot of blue-collar crimes, and then he hits a white-collar crime at the end. I don't know. Billy's pretty dynamic criminal.
He's mad at everybody. Yeah.
Billy's friends can really throw him under the bus the next time they play Never Have I Ever, because they got a few options.
Just
here.
go through the whole night.
Yeah.
And then the second part, finally, an unrelated dumb crime. A Michigan woman became the latest dumbass to try and kill her husband using rentalhitman.com, a fake website designed at catching morons who think it's real and want to commit serious crimes.
Wait, that's fake?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Rentahitman.com is fake. It's not rental hitman. My bad. Rentahitman.com. And here's some of the customer testimonials on the front page. Philip M. Florida says Guido and his public relations crew were able to resolve a 5-year dispute in a matter of days. Highly recommended.
Whoa.
And then
There's a tab on the website that says "Got a problem," and then when you click on it, it's "Got a problem that needs resolving."
Yeah. Oh man, read the next one.
Laura S. Arizona, all such real names, said, caught my husband cheating with the babysitter and resolved after a free public relations consultation. I'm single again and looking to mingle. Thanks, Guido.
Thanks for killing my cheating husband.
Yep. So obviously so fake, and people actually think it's real, and then the owner of the website just turns you into the FBI. So,
dude, this is really racist towards Italian people. The Guido Finelli and family is running it, but also
I hope the owner of the site is Italian, so he's got
I
like
hope
the
so
card
too.
or
That's
whatever.
fucked up. Yeah.
Bad sign though is when you see a website that still has a counter at the bottom of it, a visit counter like rentahitman.com.
Yeah.
that should
300
tip you off.
attempted murders.
Yeah.
But he says he's gotten like thousands of contacts, and he's like turned over. I mean, people who want to commit, grabbing children.
It's like to catch a predator with hitman. Yeah, this is genius.
Come on. Due to contractual restrictions, Rent a Hitman is no longer affiliated with the CIA, SIS, Diners Club, Jeffrey Epstein, or the Illuminati. What? This chick's an idiot.
Yeah, well, it's
That's
so
on the
fake.
page?
It's obviously. Well, look at the names: Philip M. Florida, Laura S. Arizona. Fernando
that's
M.
just where they're
Kansas.
from. It's like first name, last initial, and then they're from Arizona. They're from
Oh,
Florida.
I thought it was that.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot on that.
Yeah.
Fernando, Kansas.
Yeah.
Fernando,
Kansas is a maniac. All right, guys. This one comes from longtime listener James in the UK. Shout out to our listeners across the pond. And this story happens to be set in Europe, but not the UK. We are headed to Vienna, Austria, where a man was fined 500 euros by police for farting on them.
Whoa, that's a big fine for a fart.
Well, it was a big fart, Will. The report stated he violated public decency by loudly blowing a bowel in front of the police officers.
Blowing a bowel makes it sound like it's permanent.
Awesome. I know, blowing a bowel is an incredible way of describing a fart.
Releasing a valve.
Yeah, blowing it up. There's some other funny terminology. The Vienna Police Department said in a series of tweets, of course, nobody will be shown if someone gets away by mistake. And by gets away by, they mean like no one will be fined if someone gets away by mistake. Gets away means letting out a fart. So if you accidentally fart in public, if you can't control it, but purposely farting on cops like this man did is a fine.
Look, Vienna needs to bring in lemongrass. I'm telling you guys, lemongrass is a miracle drug. I've noticed my fart production has reduced significantly in just 3 days.
Hey, how about it? That is a huge endorsement. Allegedly, this guy, what he did was he got up from his park bench he was sitting at, approached the officers while making eye contact with them, and then let out a massive intestinal wind with full intent, is what the report says.
Terrible.
So we need to get this guy on with Paul Flart to create some fart music. Oh, no. Maybe we can help produce a Christmas album. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. I want to dedicate this show to my grandfather, my mom's dad. He passed away of natural causes late Tuesday night. He was awesome. He was hilarious and taught me dirty jokes at a pretty young age. And once he saw my pure delight for them, he knew he had an easy audience, and it was on from then. He also liked to talk politics with me, and I always enjoyed those conversations. They were very interesting, never boring at all. The man raised 4 amazing daughters, my mom being the oldest in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and he was married for 68 years and is survived by his wife, my grandmom, who turned 90 last week. I inherited a bunch of things from my grandfather, like my ability to talk passionately about pretty much anything and believe I'm right, whether I am or not, and my very low tolerance for pain. And I'm glad you're not in pain anymore, Pop. Rest in peace. And on that note, I'm also glad I get to do one of his and my favorite things, which is tell jokes. And to all the listeners out there, we, the Hard Factor hosts, love you and hope you get to tell and hear a few jokes today. So have a great fucking day.
R.I.P. Pop.